Welcome back to Let's Talk DeKalb. We're honored today to have Captain Cornelius Yarbro from DeKalb County Police Department joining us to talk to us about people just like Sanella Watson who are currently in the search for their missing loved ones. Thank you so much for joining us, Captain.
Thank you.
Now, we just saw the heartwarming story of Sanella Watson, and certainly you're not here to talk about a specific case, but if you would, how many families just like the Watson family are currently in the search for their loved ones here in DeKalb County?
Well, in DeKalb County, we have about 2,500 missing person cases a year. Now, a large portion of those cases are runaway juveniles, probably 75%. So the rest of those are typically adult missing persons.
Talk to us about the Special Victims Unit and exactly what role that unit plays in helping families out like the Watson family.
The Special Victims Unit, it's an integral part of the Detective Division. They handle a wide variety of cases, sexual assaults, rapes, child molestations, incest, different tricky cases. Within the umbrella of the Special Victims Unit is the Domestic Violence Unit, the Internet Crimes Against Children Unit, and the Missing Persons Unit.
Now, Captain Yarbro, what exactly is the process for investigating missing persons cases?
Well, typically, once we receive a call, the police department will send an officer out. They'll begin the initial investigation. They'll take a police report and try to get some basic information on what's happened. The missing or runaway person will be put on the National Crime Information Center database, which we refer to as NCIC. And then the information is forwarded up to our office, where we begin an investigation from that point on.
What special tactics do you all employ to help find a missing child?
Some of the things we do in the unit are we reach out to, of course, the person who called and is missing the runaway or the missing person. We reach out to them to see what kind of details we can find on the subject of the investigation. Could be identifying information, their picture, their cell phone numbers, their social security numbers, anything having to do with social media, their friends, their associates, anybody who is connected with that person, and then we begin our investigation from that angle to see how we can locate the person.
What level of difficulty, or what are some of the difficulties that detectives may face in researching or investigating this type of case?
There are really two really big hurdles that we have to jump, and one of them is the delayed notification. Sometimes we're not called until hours later, sometimes days later, when the person has obviously gotten a huge head start on us. The other issue that we have to deal with especially with runaways is that, well, they don't want to be found. So they are in a eluding mindset. They are trying to get away and run away and not be found. And when somebody takes that stance, then it just makes it more difficult for us to do our job to try to locate them.
So what is the process for a family like the Watson family who says, you know what, I think my loved one is missing? How long do they have to wait to report the case to your unit?
They should report the case right away. In the case of missing adults, our policy says that an adult doesn't become missing until after 24 hours, but that is with some exceptions. For instance, if they are mentally or physically in trouble that would place them in imminent danger, we begin an investigation right away.
Now, Captain, is there a time difference between reporting a child or an adult when they're missing?
When a child becomes missing, the caretaker, the guardian, or the parent should notify us right away. I mean, don't delay whatsoever. I mean,
Sure.
Maybe do a check of the house if that's where they become missing from, but outside of that, the smaller that gap is between the time they become missing, the time we become notified, the police is notified, and we start to put the police machine in work, it's much better, and we have a better success rate. But I wouldn't wait, especially with a child.
Now, once the call comes in, does your unit handle those cases differently, a child versus an adult missing case?
Yes, on children, if they're 11 and under, we we're required to have immediate notification of our detectives. They're put on the national database. Our detectives will respond. We'll begin an immediate investigation to trying to locate the child. We'll bring in all kinds of resources, whatever we need, in order to try to find a missing child. On an adult, we have the process is no less significant, but there's a little bit more of a time delay.
Right.
An adult is typically not considered missing until after 24 hours. That's not just every case. There are certain situations where it warrants a quicker response. If there's any kind of imminent danger, if the person is physically or mentally handicapped, then we'll, of course, step in and take action right away.
Now, Captain, how many people are assigned to working the caseload for missing persons in DeKalb County?
Right now we have 3 ladies who work the missing persons unit. And again, they're the ones who are assigned to that 2,500 cases a year. And they do a tremendous job in spite of the difficulties that are entailed with these types of cases.
And certainly we thank them and all of the brave men and women who serve each and every day as DeKalb County's finest.
Absolutely.
Now, if someone is watching our program and they feel the need to report someone who may be missing in their family or in their community, how would they go about contacting your office?
Well, of course, if it's an urgent emergency situation, the first thing they need to do is dial 911
right.
and get a uniform officer on the way immediately. The second thing they would need to do, or what they would do if this was a long space in between the missing person, is they could call our office, our Special Victims Unit office, and the number to that is 770-724-7710.
Thank you so much, Captain Yarbro. Now, a special announcement. DCTV is joining forces with Captain Yarbro and his team in their efforts of finding DeKalb County's missing. We will now start posting photos of those missing throughout DeKalb County in an effort to help families just like the Watson family find their loved ones. That and much more on this edition of Let's Talk DeKalb. We'll be right back.
Time now for a DCTV Small Business Spotlight.
When asked, this DeKalb County small business owner offers her favorite of the more than 25 cookie flavors she bakes freshly every day. Barbara O'Neill is the owner of the Cookie Studio located on East College Avenue in Decatur. This small business has grown by leaps and bounds since it opened 5 years ago. However, back then, Barbara never saw a cookie business in her future.
I thought, yeah, that's not going to be me. And the next day I had this epiphany that I would possibly open up a store, a cookie business, and donate part of the proceeds to the women's shelter. And that was in 2005. And here we are today.
What started with a chocolate chip cookie has now expanded into cupcakes, bars, brownies, and even gluten-free products. All of these products are prepared by only 5 employees. But don't be fooled. This fabulous 5 knows how to put out a sweet product and rake in a sweet profit.
Everybody wears many hats here. That's what a small business is. I think when you have a small business, you have people who bake, but they'll also answer the phone. So everybody kind of pitches in. It's really kind of a team effort.
Barbara's business may be small, but she has a big heart. With every cookie and treat that is sold, part of the proceeds are donated to the Atlanta Day Shelter for women and children.
We really like to support the community, and if we have cookies left over, I'll drop them off at the police station, or I'll take them over to Arbor Terrace. And so we like really being a part of the community and just letting people know that we're here, and also really helping to make people happy, because cookies really do make people happy.
The slogan for the Cookie Studio is Cookies with a Cause. And for this business, it means knowing that they are able to provide a sweet and satisfying treat while giving back to their community. And that is a sweet deal.